Peters from jcharvestinvestments.com. How are you doing today? Hope you had a great weekend. Happy to talk to you today. Today my message is going to be about faith and fear. Having experienced both those instances in my life, I'm now in the faith realm of my life at this point. But I do remember being afraid of something. And I know how fear can be so, like, it paralyzes you. I don't think I've ever been afraid of anything. I know my only fear thing I remember as a 14-year-old, I had an opportunity. I was studying dance. I had an opportunity to try out for Juilliard, and I became so afraid of it, I didn't do it. So now when I think back, whenever I get afraid, I think back to that situation. And I just say, nope, I'm going to do it. So that's my philosophy, and of course my faith is in God, so that helps me out a lot. But there are a lot of us that are afraid of doing things. And you're no different than anybody else. You just have to find something that you focus on. For me, it's God. And I know my mom's favorite line is, I don't want to hear you say can't, because can't is a slouch, too lazy to work. Imagine hearing that from the time you could comprehend what that meant. So she always challenged us to be able to do whatever you need. And if we said we couldn't do it, she'd say, do you have two eyes? Yes. And then she'd go down the line. So then you can do it. You're just choosing not to, was my mother's favorite line. So I want to say to all of you out there, don't be afraid of anything. I mean, I can remember one time my sister and I, we were dressed up in our heyday in our 5-inch heels, and we were going to catch a train into the city. It was about 8 o'clock in the morning, and we decided to go for coffee because the train was going to come for an hour. We're walking down Washington Boulevard, and then all of a sudden we heard this elderly lady yell out, help. My sister and I, in our 5-inch heels and our slim tight jeans, went running after this guy. And we went up to the lady, ran past her. She says, he's got my pocketbook. So we were like, what? He's got your pocketbook? Well, that's not happening. We chased this guy until he dropped the pocketbook. Now, mind you, I stopped, but my sister didn't. Now, mind you, this is back in the day when they really didn't have a lot of women who were on the force, the police force. So here we go again. I picked up the woman's pocketbook, and I was happy with that. Not my sister Charlene. She chased the guy down into the swamp waters, and then when the police came, they came and they caught the guy, and we were thinking nothing of what we did. And even I was at the window when they arrested the guy and said, how dare you do that to this woman? You're terrible. Mind you, we're talking to this guy through the glass. When the police station, they come down, they say, listen, we want you to fill out a report. We went down, we filled out a report. We're sitting there in the chair, and mind you, when I was like, 50 pounds lighter, the police officers are all coming in, and they're saying, look at these two. They caught this guy. And another guy comes in after he filled the report, and he's telling us this guy was just released from prison for armed robbery. And he had been arrested for, he had a deadly weapon. I'm thinking to myself, what the heck were we doing? But mind you, that's where I just said, you know what? There's somebody in need. I didn't even think about being afraid. I was like, this lady needs us to get her pocketbook. And that's what we did. And I think sometimes now that's what we have to think about. When we're afraid of something, we just have to think in our mind, what are the pros and what are the cons? If I take this challenge on that I'm afraid of course there are things literally. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about a challenge in life. Either it's own your own business, open up your own business, go to school, finish school, whatever it is in life that you feel afraid to do. I'm telling you, the secret is do it. You'll be surprised how confident you feel after you've accomplished it, after you've gone through it. Mind you, my sister and I were sitting there. We looked at each other, and we were like, what? But we felt so good. That lady's family called us up. I mean, we felt like heroes, and we really didn't do anything except when a challenge came. We could have been afraid, but instead we decided to, no, this is not happen. We did the right thing. So that's what I'm telling you today. My message is today, when something you're afraid of, think about it. Will I do the right thing, or will I just ignore it? So I'm here to say, do the right thing. Thank you for listening. Have a great day. God bless.